week. Sweeney Todd is our one-act play under the direction of Dave Hastings. They've begun practicing downtown at night at the Farnstrom's clothing, the old Farnstrom's clothing building, and then obviously cross-country volleyball and football have been and are in full swing with district competition upcoming. It's been a pretty busy place the last month. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Do you think the curriculum committee needs to be involved at all with the school improvement plan, or?
I would encourage that wholeheartedly. You know, and one thing that we would like to do with our school improvement team is I think it would be good to have a board member in particular on our steering committee. I think that would be a welcome addition. So, so if that's something the board would be interested, I think that would be great.
I think we should have. I'm sure we'll find a volunteer for you. And to go along with that, I think it wouldn't hurt if the board would send a congratulations to Mr. Burns and the FFA kids on winning the Old West Regional. It's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's right. I think we have three American degrees.
Really?
I'm going to fly out late Friday night and drive back because Mr. Ferentz has a wedding, so we're going to meet in the air.
So you'll bring the kids back?
I'll fly out and go to the American degree like I usually do,
Yeah.
and then drive one of the vans back.
And that's the 26th.
23rd, yeah.
So, yeah. So how do I have Mr.?
That's all I have, Mr. Ziegler.
Mr. Alexander? Oh, you got a question?
I was just going to say, I hope they have better luck with their hotels this time. Last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certainly. Okay, Mr. Alexander.
Map testing was completed October 2nd. Just need to send out a huge thank you to Mr. Bechtold for his work in getting the computer systems and the files and all his help in getting that ready to go and completed. A very successful testing season for us. The students did very well. I can't say thanks enough to the board members that also came up and toured to see the actual map testing in place and witness what power it is to see those kids when their score comes up and see the look on their face and then kind of be able to get an understanding about what that was all about. So that is completed. First session went very well. We will be having a data breakout session on Wednesday the 21st after school, in which we will be using the 2 sets of data we've collected so far this year in the fall season, which is our Ames Web universal screener for reading, and then we'll be using the map test data to make comparisons to determine kids that are having troubles and start coming up with good plans to work with those kids individually and improving their reading scores. I did have we do have our discipline policy in place for students that do not turn in homework on a consistent basis, but had one student that has fallen behind greatly. And with parent permission, him and I had a Saturday school session this last Saturday. Parents were very supportive, encouraged that, and so they were fine with it and said it would probably help send a message to him about how important his education was. So just wanted to update the board on that. I did type up a letter to the parents, and I brought a sample letter that I'll leave with you to read, but basically just wanted you to know that took place. Para resignation. We did have one para resign at the elementary school. We're taking applications as we speak now to replace that para. In terms of Elyria and Vinton, they both joined us for the performance given by Ronald Radford, the flamenco guitarist, on October 2nd, I believe it was. And that was good educational cultural experience for the kids. They loved it. He was very good. And thanks to Holly Blair and the Loup Valley Arts Council for getting him here for us. Both schools also joined us for our fourth grade class in attending the annual Environmental Festival on Wednesday, October 7th at Obels Pond. Very educational day in which the kids get to spend some time outside, and couldn't ask for a better day that day in between the two storms, so it went over very well. Upcoming events, of course, Mr. Hagee mentioned we have the early dismissal October 20th. On that day, I will be with the special education department at Kearney at the regional workshop put on by the Nebraska Department of Education. Mr. Bechtold and Ms. Remreed, as Mr. Hagee said, will be working with elementary teachers first in computer software at the start from 1:15 to about 2:15. They'll spend an hour helping the elementary teachers get more accustomed to the Windows 7. After that, they'll be working in committees. The School Improvement Committee will be working on the progress report, recommendation 2.0 from the Quality Assurance Review. The Gifted Committee will be working on identifying students for high ability learner projects, and the RTI Committee will be working on the Literacy Analysis Guide, which is part of the Nebraska Department of Education compliance requirements to use the RTI model. This coming Friday, the 16th, our students that have set accelerated reader goals at the start of the 9 weeks and have achieved them will march the track at halftime, and we have a special recognition paragraph for those students. They'll line up at the south end. Talk to Mr. Bauer. We'll give each student that made their goal a free ticket to the game, and that will just be for the student. The parents or guardians will have to pay if they want to come in. They're welcome to wait outside the gate, but they'll get a ticket, come in at halftime, march down the track, and get recognition from the crowd as to their accomplishments in reading, and they will receive some sort of token reward at the end, a candy bar or something like that for what they've done. So, and that does include Vinton and Elyria also. They've been invited to attend. And then the last thing is that we're beginning to practice on the Nebraska statewide assessment test in reading. There's a practice test available, and our fourth grade will be participating in that shortly. So, questions?
Questions for either one of the gentlemen? Thank you very much, Tim. Okay, we'll go to old business, and we need a motion to confirm action taken on the bond issue at the September 14th, 2009 board meeting. It's been moved by Tom, seconded by Marty, to confirm action taken on the bond issue at the September 14th, 2009 board meeting. Is there further discussion?
Yeah, there's a resolution, Tom.
Wait, yeah, I've got it.
He's got it over there.
Three of them, and we all need to sign these again.
Yeah.
So we can do that after we adjourn.